YouTube, welcome to Greer's Great Aussie Adventures. I'm Ray, the blind traveller.
I'm Emily, the wife of the blind traveller.
I'm Isabel, the daughter of the blind traveller.
We've been travelling Australia since 2018 now. We've recently decided to share our travels with you guys. So sit back, relax, grab a pen and paper and plan that next holiday. G'day guys, welcome back to another video. So this video we basically just wanted to sit down and have a chat with you guys. Basically we only just realised
Yeah.
after watching some other people's channels that we've never actually done a sit down and a who we are, why we travel.
Yeah.
Basically just
like
to let you guys, like an introduction as to who we are.
Really as to who we are.
Yeah, just so you guys can get a rough idea of who we are, what we're like. Where we come from, all that sort of stuff. Just makes things a lot more relatable. So we just got a few dot points we're just going to work through just to try and keep it.
So we don't ramble too much.
Like we don't, everyone would know now by watching our videos, we don't do scripts, nothing's scripted, we don't plan anything.
No,
we just fly by the seat of our pants and that's how we do it, that's how we do life.
Yeah.
So we'll get started with who we are. You want to go first?
No, you can go first.
Alright, so I'm Ray. Anyone that's followed the channel from the start or if you're new to the channel, I'm blind, have been my whole life. There is a video back a bit now on why I am the blind traveller. So if you want to go watch that, it'll get you a bit more up to date on me as well. But yeah, so I was born and raised just north of Townsville, and then we moved into Townsville as I got older, but basically lived in Townsville up until we hit the road travelling. I've been working on cars, swinging spanners since the day I could walk. Dad's had me on cars, so natural progression, obviously become a mechanic as I grew up. Haven't looked back, love my cars, love my Jeeps, love my bikes. Grew up racing flat track, so until we worked out that I couldn't see, and then people deemed it a bit unsafe, understandably. But yeah, so a bit of BMX through the years, and then I found Em and we started our life together. But that's basically up until we got together who I am.
Yeah.
You want to tell me who you are?
So I'm Emily, but as you know, everyone would just call me Em, so I prefer to be called Em. But much like Ray, born and raised in Townsville my whole life, nothing really too exciting to say like Ray has. Pretty simple life as a kid. We never really went very much as a family. Travel was never really a part of my life growing up, but as I got a bit older, I always wanted to get out and travel. My grandparents on my dad's side were very big travellers, so they travelled a lot of parts of the world. But yeah, I grew up here. I was into my dancing pretty well since I was about 10 years old, from rock and roll to ballroom to Latin. I did it all, and it was literally up until then I met Ray. I was just doing my dancing, doing my school, my job.
Yeah.
And that was it. I met Ray when I was 18.
Yep, she was working at a shoe shop doing retail work. And I said to her, there's more to life than doing retail.
Yeah, definitely.
And then she got in, what did you get into?
Administration
work into accounting and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and then...
But then in 2006, we got together.
Yep.
And started our life.
21 and I was 18.
18, yeah. And started our life together, and spent the first 10 years building cars and doing the young thing, burnout competitions and all that sort of stuff. And we did some drifting and just sort of bounced from house to house. We never knew why at the time, but every 6 months we'd sort of sign a new lease on another property because we were just itchy-footed and wanting to move again.
Moving, yeah.
And then a bit later, 6-7 years ago, we made the decision and bought a house. And
yeah, we had this crazy idea.
For some reason,
I don't know why we
thought
did
we wanted
it.
to buy a house. Basically knew from 6 months after buying the house that it was a bit of a mistake.
It was the wrong choice for us.
Like I said before, every 6 months we used to move. So naturally that happened once we bought a house too. We wanted to move again, and it sort of staying in that house that we brought made us realise that travelling and moving was who we are.
It's a big part of us. Yeah.
We've always, since I was little, I've always gone camping. Like basically every weekend we'd be away camping, riding, doing stuff. As soon as me and Em got together, I don't know whether it made her or what, but the same life kept going.
In my defence, we did a few camping trips when I was a child, but they were always epic disasters. Like we got flooded out, the goannas ripped our tent apart, you know, like they were real
memorable.
Some might call it memorable, others may say epic disaster, but I think it deterred our family from doing too many trips because they were never
But like Em always
successful.
Had awesome stories of when she was younger and their friends had beach huts just south of Townsville and down at Kungala, and used to have a lot of fun going down there and going camping and hanging out with friends and all that sort of stuff. And so basically we got together and that life just kept going and we'd go camping as much as we could.
I think if anything, it became a very big part of our lives.
Yeah.
Like we were going to the beach camping most weekends.
We were either going camping or building cars. It was basically all we did.
Yeah.
And buying a house basically stopped that, because everyone out there fresh house buyer knows that it takes all your money and you just haven't got the money to keep up your recreational activities that you used to do.
Yeah, we had to change our lifestyle there for a little bit, and
so we had the house for a few years, and then we decided we wanted to go back to that travel, like the camping and going seeing things. So we brought the caravan, and our intention was to do what other people do, go away on school holidays and that.
Yeah.
And then we went away twice for literally just weekend trips. These aren't long trips.
No.
And decided, nah.
We were in love.
We loved it. Like,
going away in the caravan.
And I think it was, what was it, 2017? We decided.
Yeah, at the end of 2017.
End of 2017, we said, look, bugger this going away for weekends or a week. Let's just sell everything.
Let's make this our life.
And live in the van, live on the road, live in Australia. If you're going to live in Australia, live in the whole bloody thing, you know. So.
And the big incentive to see what we can, you know, before.
Yeah, like I say to people, I want to see Australia before I can't see it, because I will go fully blind. Yeah. So I want to see what I can while I can. So we spent 3 months, sold everything in the house, just put everything on Facebook. At the same time, we moved into the van out in the shed. Yeah. And just put every single thing in the house up for sale.
Contents of the house up for sale.
And what felt right was none of that fazed us.
No,
we sold everything and never ever second thought it.
And no one was sad, like to see our couches and our fridge and our new washing machine. Like we had all this new material objects, and there was never a glimmer of, oh God, is this the right decision?
The only sad and crying episodes was when we sold Em's Audi.
The Impala.
I got
upset about the Impala.
And one of our other Gladiators.
They were rough days.
They still are. They still get us now thinking about it, because cars mean a lot to us.
Especially when you look back on the photos and you're like, the memories we had with those cars and what they meant in our life.
So they were the only downfalls, I guess. Yeah. But we didn't want to have to pay for storage and all that and have that over our head as well. Yeah. And we pretty well knew back then that once we hit the road, we weren't turning back.
I think we both knew deep down inside that this wasn't just like a 12-month lap like some people do. This was a whole new lifestyle for us.
Sell the house, sell everything.
Yeah.
And we said, like, when are we gonna? I know we're talking about it. We're selling everything, but how do we do that initial? This day is when we're leaving. But we'd already had a Cape trip planned in 2018 with a few friends. So we sat down and we said, well, let's leave for the Cape and not come back.
That's the start of our official life on the road.
So that's what we did. We sold everything, basically lived on peanuts, and put every single cent that we earned into a big one of those money tins. Yeah. It's amazing what they hold.
Yeah, but didn't we decide every note under like $20
under note? Every note, 20 or under, coins, everything went into the tin.
Into this jar.
So obviously we were living friggin' broke, but we knew that the final outcome...
The outcome was worth
The final outcome wasn't so much to have a big bank account, because we've never cared about that. The that money was basically so that way the first few weeks on the road we could have luxuries.
Yeah.
Because we hadn't actually done any long trips.
No, it was to sort of just ease ourselves into this lifestyle. So like, rather than being such this big shock culture going into the bush in the middle of nowhere and kind of being like, oh.
And just pour some into the car and into the van to get them ready. Because basically when we left, like back in 2018, we left in a blue Jeep, a wagon, not the ute. We'll get them to put some photos in.
Yeah.
But yeah, we left in that. We built that from ground up. It was in a magazine, or twice it was in magazines. We were really proud of it.
Oh,
but,
sorry, I have an ant biting my foot.
we'll go into how we got here in a second, but we got down the track and realised that having the wagon, we had our dog at the time, Isabel, and all that, meant if we wanted to go camping, it was just way too, because we love leaving the van and just going camping, so it was way too squishy. So we made the call, went back to Townsville, 6 months after we left originally. No, was it more than that?
No, it might have been about 12 months after
we left. We spent 4 months in Em's parents' front yard building this Jeep behind us, the one that everyone knows we travel in. Thank you, Robin, legend,
Mum
and
Dad.
Dave. Dave was awesome, he was a good help.
Yeah.
But yeah, 4 months building that from basically chassis up. Same thing again, pouring every cent into it.
Yeah.
And then head off again, and then yet to be known to us that 12 months later, COVID lockdown.
Yeah.
So, yeah, once again, we had the van up for sale at the time because we decided we wanted to go to a self-contained van and
have our own shower and toilet.
And we searched and searched and searched and just could not find a van or a manufacturer that would do what we wanted.
Yeah. And we didn't want to settle for second best. Like if we were going to spend an absolute fortune on a caravan,
we wanted what we wanted.
We wanted to buy it and then not have to spend a small fortune to make it exactly what we wanted. And
like, My view on cars, the van, boats, everything is, if I haven't built it, I don't want it. I will never ever rep someone else's gear. So we said the best way to get what we want is build it. So this is what made COVID hard for us, is we'd already stripped the van on the road, and then COVID hit and we had to go into lockdown. And the problem with that was when lockdown happened, you couldn't go to a van park unless you were self-contained. Obviously we didn't have an interior.
We didn't even have a bench.
Didn't even have benches,
like nothing.
The
van was four walls.
We couldn't go to stations that opened up for lockdown or any of that. So we rang some really, really good friends of ours in Townsville, Deepak and Meg.
We love you guys.
You guys have just saved our ass, and it was the best 6 months of our lives, I reckon.
Yeah,
like, it was never forget or any of that.
Yeah, 100%.
But we set up in their yard, brought everything we needed, like saws, quick shades, compressor, spray guns, brought everything we needed to build the van.
And whatever we didn't have, kudos again, Dad. We borrowed some of Dad's sawhorses.
Between Dave and Deepak, Ken Paddle, who else was in it? Dad helped a bit.
Yeah.
Just
your dad helped with cutting the big holes in the caravan.
Yeah, Em was
your
real
dad
weary.
And Ken.
Yeah, Em was real weary about cutting the holes for like the toilet door and all that sort of stuff.
The aircon. Scary.
But yeah,
sorry, we're
it all come together through that 6 months. Okay, then everything opened up again. So we were gone. Then we went up the Cape and started from the tip again. So
why not? Hey.
Yeah, same starting point. We love it up the Cape. Everyone will know that now. And then we worked our way back down south, called into Bundy, caught up with Deepak and Meg because they'd just moved there, and then started YouTube.
Yeah.
So what's next?
Well, we've sort of skipped a few little things.
See, this is why you have lists, guys, because we just ramble.
So
what was next on the list?
Well, it was why we travel, but I think we've kind of covered that. You've established that.
But actually, I'll just go into a little bit why we decided. Another reason we decided on it was, so I was working 10-hour days, 6 days a week.
At least 6 days a week.
And then days I wasn't working, I was working on friends' cars.
Yeah.
nights I was working on friends' cars. Em was working 8 hours a day, but she's away for 10 hours a day. Isabel was at school, so we just sat down and just thought, why? Like, what is the point of this? We never even see each other.
Yeah, and the time we did get to see each other, we had our domesticated life to do in our
and then
house.
I was always frustrated. My head doesn't stop, so work wouldn't leave my head.
Yeah.
So Em couldn't get any sense out of me. Isabel was always playing up because, kids at school. They're mimicking other kids.
She also, we didn't get to spend a lot of time together. No. We were always busy, and like I was saying, the spare time we did have was catching up on all the other things we didn't have the time to do during the week.
Ever since me and Em got together, there's been we've been best mates from day one.
Yeah,
so the only person we really wanted to spend our time with was each other, and we weren't able to due to
not
work.
Getting the chance to do it.
So we figured we're literally never seeing each other, working our asses off all week for what? A house we don't want.
At the end of the day, the work was not worth the reward. We weren't getting the reward.
So that's another thing that aided in the decision to go.
Yeah, a better quality of life for all of us. Sorry, just really quickly, should we have? This is really bad. Should we have not spoken about Isabel?
Yeah, I was going to at the end.
Oh, okay, beautiful.
But now that she's brought it up...
Sorry, I literally just thought of that.
So we've also, everyone obviously already knows that follows us about Isabel.
We have a daughter.
She's our daughter.
She's busy playing.
She's playing,
in
but
the bush somewhere.
we don't want to. We want everyone to know about her, but we don't want her in the videos ridiculously until she grows up and she makes a decision herself that she wants to be a part of it.
Yeah.
We don't want to push this on her.
So all the footage you see of her in the videos, she's happy to be in those, and when you don't see her, she doesn't want to be a part of it. So we're not going to force it on her and say this part of
you have to pretend to be happy all the time and you have to be in the footage. That's not. No. She doesn't want to be in it, she doesn't be in it.
Yeah, she makes her own choice as to when she features in videos.
Yeah, so she's currently grade 5, about to end grade 5.
Yep,
grade 6
old.
Next year, last year primary
that is
school.
Absolutely terrifying.
She's currently in distance ed through a college in Brisbane, which we've just ended.
We've just cut ties with that one.
And Em's going to go into homeschooling. We just feel it's going to be a lot more beneficial.
A lot more flexible as well, when we do go off-grid and we're out of signal for so long.
Which is a lot of time.
It is a lot of the time. We can have our work pre-done, pre-printed, whatever, so we don't need to rely so much on that connection with the rest of the world to be able to continue her schooling. It just is going to make our life a lot easier, I think, in the long run.
As for who is Isabel, she's a very independent kid. She doesn't need other kids to entertain herself. She can go off for hours with 2 sticks and a rock and make a billion games out of it.
Yeah.
She loves her Jeeps. She still swears she's going to get a Jeep. She cried for days and wouldn't talk to me when we sold our last blue Jeep.
I think she was the most upset that night. It was almost heartbreaking to watch her reaction to our blue Jeep being taken away when we sold it.
She's a lot like Em in the respect. She loves her animals. It doesn't matter what the hell it is. It can be a chihuahua or
everything's
anything.
Cute. A lizard. The other week, a lizard. How beautiful is he? She
loves her animals.
Excited about the lizard.
Just sort of touching a little bit who she is.
Yeah, but again, she was born and raised in Townsville as well. Poor little bugger.
It was everything when she was a kid was flawless. Flawless pregnancy. Everything, we fluked it.
Yeah, she's been a generally a great
and if anyone's thinking, she hasn't got my eye problem.
No, we've had that checked.
It's all been tested.
Keep an eye on her
because it's genetic.
regularly.
There was a good chance she wasn't going to anyway. It's not hereditary.
Yeah.
But so she hasn't got any eye issues there, and doesn't she let me know it? All right, what's next?
So we've sort of already covered the steps to get here, what we went through. So we'd run through a quick general overview of our travel style and the lifestyle that we live, because it is a little bit
So anyone
different.
that watches our channel will know we're not like, we try not to be. We don't know ambition of being like most other YouTube channels. So most people travel Australia to see the big tourist attractions, which we will do, and we do, because obviously they are big ticket items. But
they're worth seeing.
We feel that we've set out to travel to see Australia, so we want to see the real Australia.
Yeah.
And the real Australia is the places between the big ticket items.
Yeah. And there's some
ghost
amazing,
towns.
yeah,
Like, we
some
love our
amazing
ghost towns.
spots
There's
there.
so much history in ghost towns, and you think like ghost towns were before these big towns. That's where it all started, with these little towns that aren't there anymore.
Yeah.
So many of them shut down due to railway moving,
Yeah,
railway
mine
turning into
closures.
trucks, mine closures,
Yeah.
and a lot of them were very successful, very nice towns. So yeah, we love checking out that stuff. We love just going to little towns and meeting the people and buying stuff at their bakeries, obviously.
But it's also hearing their stories. Like, some of the people have lived in these towns that, you know, were, what do you call it, like governed as a town in the early 1800s, and these people have been born here, you know, they're second, third generations here, and the stories they have that have been passed down, and photographs they have of, you know, an era that is well and truly gone nowadays. It's just,
but like,
it's
even
amazing to see and hear.
When you get to towns, like, we just felt when we were watching other YouTube videos that people would get to towns and just show the big ticket or tourist attraction that they did in that town, and they'd be gone, whereas we want to more showcase the towns, show people the town
There's
and
more,
what we do.
There's more to Australia than bucket list items.
Yeah, like
if you're gonna take the effort
people
and the
set
time
out
to
and
travel,
spend thousands and thousands of years doing the lap, and the lap is, you know, this much on this much of a spectrum of Australia.
Yeah, there's so much more to see.
So yeah, basically our travel style is, we have no plan, we have no destination.
Yeah,
we don't have a map that we've mapped out where we're going.
We literally take each day as it comes.
We'll get up in the morning, if it's time to head on from somewhere, we'll get up and say, look at a map and say, where do you want to go now? It's like, I don't know, well, let's head here in New South Wales. So then we'll just start heading that way, and that's how you end up seeing so much more of Australia.
Yeah.
And yeah, not just, that's what I want to try and show you guys, is show you town, like drive through the town, show you where we stay, what we're doing in those towns, rather than just, you know, here's Uluru and then next minute here's the harbour in Darwin, or, you know, here's this. Like, we want to show you guys basically everything we're doing.
Yeah.
And that's why we hope you guys are enjoying it.
Yeah, hopefully. So why we started our social medias and our YouTube.
Yeah, so all the socials is Em.
Yeah.
Because everyone would know now she loves taking photos. So, and some of, like you guys admit, like some of her photos are incredible. And her camera gear is just amazing. It's a phone.
Yeah, it's my phone. I got another ant. You're not getting the ants, are you?
No.
They like me. Okay, that's right.
But yeah, so she wanted to share a lot of the pictures that she took and share our journey with her mum and my parents and her auntie and uncle travel, and
and our friends.
Our so-called friends.
Friends that we left behind.
But yeah, so just share everything so everyone could follow us, because we thought, you know, we've known all these people so long, at least they can follow us around Australia.
And when we first started, I was trying to send out emails and texts with the pictures and like a blurb of what we'd been up to. It was really hard to manage, making sure everyone got the email, and then, you know, God forbid I didn't send an email to someone and
then they miss out.
It was too hard, so we just said, look, okay, bugger
started
it.
Facebook.
Yeah, we thought we're going to make a page that's the group one, and any of our family or friends that wanted to follow us, follow our journey, see what we've been up to and stuff, can just jump straight on there and have a look, and then it just made it easier on us to be able to enjoy our life.
Natural progression from that was obviously Instagram, just another platform. So we went Facebook and Instagram. That was for the first bloody 2 years. 2 years.
Yeah.
We always thought about the YouTube, like it was always something that was there in the back of the mind, but it was just one of those things that we've never put ourselves out there. We've never been those people that are like, look at me.
Yeah.
But it got to the stage where we felt there's so many people in lockdown, there's so many people that want to see Australia that can't have the opportunity and will never get the opportunity. So and there's so many channels out there on YouTube that don't show what we wanted to see.
Yeah.
And we thought, surely we're not the only ones out there thinking this way.
Yeah, and sometimes a photo, a collective of photos just doesn't really give it enough justice.
Yeah. So we thought, let's show people what we want to see from YouTube, and that's what we are trying to accomplish, and that's what I hope we're doing. And basically,
it's not planned, it's not scripted. This is 100%
this is who we are.
And
that's why there's no edits, there's no outtakes.
Oh, there's a lot of
cutting, but there's bugger all stuff. If we stuff up, you see it.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to get out there to the disabled people in the world that I'm blind, I'm disabled, and nothing stops me. If something stops me, then I'm just not trying hard enough.
Yeah.
And just show those people. There's a lot of people out there, like I said before, that can't travel, that would love to.
Yeah.
So we want to show these people, show you Australia, and that's why we started YouTube.
Hopefully inspire you to go to some of the out of the ordinary places that are
some of the most beautiful spots in Australia, barely even on a map.
Yeah.
And that's what we're just trying to portray, like showcase towns, not just one bucket list item at the other end of the country.
Yeah. So what would you say keeps us going with our channel? Like, why do we keep doing this?
What used to keep us going was showing family where we are.
Yeah.
And that's still a big part of it. Thinking friends were following our journey. Well, everyone knows friends that come and go. I've got a really close-knit small group of friends that do follow us.
Yes.
And yous all know who you are.
Yep.
But the main reason we've kept going now on YouTube is for all you guys that have actually subscribed, all you people that have given us wonderful words of inspiration.
Just beautiful words.
That just like we're going to give this 6 months and just see how it was, to see if it's something that people are actually interested in.
It, yeah.
Because we feel our style of video is so different to everyone else's. We weren't sure
it was either going to work or it was going to fail.
And so far it's working. So that's why we're still going. People are enjoying it. We're not in this for the sponsors and money. No interest in sponsors, because I know for a fact sponsors aren't going to like what I have to say.
Yeah, it's the brute honesty.
I won't bullshit anything.
No.
If it's shit, it's shit.
And we've always said, should we ever make it to that point someday and we're approached, we're not going to sell out.
There'll be a big list of demands, and if they don't like it, well, then they won't.
Yeah,
they don't have a chance.
The big one is the honesty. We're not going to say something is great and amazing and we love it if we genuinely disagree with that.
So that's so many people are out there and they're doing it for the money.
We are not one of them.
I'm not out. I just want to show people Australia. I want to show you guys, show everyone out there what we're doing and what we see.
Yeah.
Because I feel what we see is incredible. Like, this is what we love. We love bush camps. We love the middle of nowhere. We love being on our own. But then we do love going into, we don't love going to a big city, but most of the time we got to go into the big city to do the big ticket items, and we will do that as well, because it's all part of Australia.
Yeah, and to show you, I guess to showcase to you guys too that this life, it doesn't have to, just disregard that piece of paper. We don't actually need that one.
Well, you don't even need a paper airplane.
That's how good I am.
Yeah.
But anyway, to showcase to you guys that this lifestyle, it doesn't need to be complicated or tricky or expensive or hard. Like, you can get out here and just genuinely enjoy it.
There's so much of traveling full time that's portrayed incorrectly. Like, so many people go without. So many people say it's hard going and we eat shit food, but we have a splurge every now and then. It's like, well,
it doesn't have
we
to
haven't changed what we eat in any way.
If anything, I think we actually eat better now because we've got more time, more energy to put into making
We haven't
meals.
changed our lifestyle in any way.
No.
But that's what we're keeping it going to inform you guys and how easy it is, how good it can be, and just show you the real Australia. The people, the places, the towns that used to be towns. Just to show what we feel so many people aren't.
What people are missing out on.
What do you got?
Well, I think we've actually kind of covered it now, because our last topic that we wanted to round out was why we choose the style of YouTubing we did, which we kind of just rambled and
like I know
covered.
we haven't got the following that all these big channels do, and I think it is because of the style of videos that we have.
Because we don't do those big buckets.
I feel the more we can get out there, the more people will like it, but it is a very different approach to YouTube. I feel we have, like, we don't go for the cinematic videos and scripts and big flash camera gear and drones. I do want to get a drone, don't get me wrong, because some of the places a drone would be just
amazing, right?
But it's not high on our priority list.
No, because we're not just
we're
about
just like
showing
being
you
raw,
guys
blunt,
scenic, whatever.
It's not about
Show you
us,
this
it's
life.
about showing you this lifestyle.
Yeah.
We'll go into the whole affordability and budgeting in another video.
We'll do a video like that.
Because by no means do we have money, guys. We are not wealthy people. Don't think that you have to be wealthy to have this lifestyle.
No.
In no way, shape or form.
No.
But we'll cover that in a budget video. We've had quite a few people ask us to do a video on our budgeting. So we'll go into that then.
We'll get one of those out before too long.
And yeah, like, we just really wanted to sit down and do an introduction as to who we are, why we travel, all that sort of stuff, our YouTubing, our social media thing, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, we do want to grow. As you'll see, we've added extra little segments to our YouTube, like Em's cooking. She loves her cooking, so we just want to show people you can still cook everything you cook at home in a van.
Yeah,
it's no different.
Life, like Ray said before, it doesn't have to change in any way, shape or form, because it hasn't for us.
No.
Like I said before, if anything, our quality of life has improved. I've learned how to do a lot more of my baking. Like, I've always loved it, I've just never had the time or energy to do it. So now I can, and
so yeah, we do want to grow it. Like I said, there's the little extra segments we'll do. Like, I love sharing. Everyone says I have a wealth of knowledge in my head, and I just want to share that with people. That's why I want to bring in that Raise Chats.
Yeah.
The reviews, I want to review everything we use. Just for the simple fact that there is so little honest people out there, because so many people these days have backing or they have interest in it, and it's just not quite true what they're saying. But at least review what we've got, so you guys, if you see it and you want to use it, I'll try and do a review on it.
Yeah.
Em's started a website now where she's doing the blogs,
actual blog, which is it'll be a lot of what you see in the videos, but maybe a little bit more
in depth,
raw and in depth of.
But there's also pictures on there, and on the website side of it. Probably not this year because it's a bit late in the year, but next year we do want to start incorporating at the end of the year calendars.
Yeah.
With a lot of the scenery photos that Em takes.
We've got a draft done up for them, but we're already approaching the end of October.
They'll just run out of time.
The year is snowballing. We just don't have enough time to do it.
Where this goes, we do want to start all the merchandise and all that sort of stuff, but like our YouTubing style, it'll be outside the box as well.
It'll be different.
If you guys are interested, when we do it, if coolers and hats and that are the things you want, well,
let us know.
Let us know. We can do that stuff. This is down the track though.
Yeah.
But the stuff we're thinking for merch is very different. So keep an eye out for that down the track. But yeah, is there anything else you want to say?
I don't think so. I think we've.
Yeah. So just before we go, like we say in every video, guys, anything you want to ask, shoot in the comments. If you don't feel like you want to put it in the comments, shoot us a message.
Yeah.
It can be about cars, it can be about wiring, DC systems, how we built the van, what we run, what we rep.
How we manage living in a tiny home.
Yeah, how we manage living in a tiny home.
Literally anything.
It works well for us because, like, we are best mates.
Yeah.
We fight like best mates sometimes.
It's totally the cliche thing, but yes, we married our best friend.
I got no desire to spend 2 minutes with anyone else. Like, we've been together without having a day apart for over 3.5 years. So, be 4 years pretty well.
We're nearly dead on 3.5 years.
3.5 years without a day apart. Without an hour apart, because, like, being blind, I always need someone there with me.
Yeah. But even that, like, so for anyone watching, we've just celebrated our 15 years
together
yesterday.
Yeah.
And even having said that, like, yes, okay, we've spent our days apart when we're working, but
Yeah.
we've hardly ever, like, Ray's hardly ever gone away for
Yeah, I never did the boys'
a boys'
weekends
weekend, or I've never done the girls' weekend. So at the end of the day, we've always
The only person
been
we've ever
with
wanted to
each
hang out
other.
with is each other. So
Yeah, I
um,
know that sounds
so
lame, but
since we hit the road, it's been every single night has been in that caravan. We haven't done resorts or cabins, or
Yeah.
she hasn't gone away for a night on her own. It's been every day, it's just us.
except when Ray gets called to arms for work.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
been 2 occasions where he's gone
Yeah, gone to somewhere
away
to help someone.
To help someone with working, and that's interstate travel, guys. Like, that's
Yeah.
it's how bloody good he is sometimes.
Not for working, but for helping
No,
people
for helping friends that we knew and stuff. So,
Yeah.
but again, that was only for a matter of a couple of days,
Yeah. That's
and then you were back.
so that's
Actually, sorry, one of those times was actually before we left.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But how we manage it is just, it's not hard because we do get on so
we
well.
get along so well.
But yeah, so hopefully
Sorry, more
I know
rambling.
this dragged on. It probably went for a bit long, but I hope you guys understand who we are a bit more now, a bit more in depth, get to know us. But yeah, so hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, any comments, leave them below, shoot us any messages. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and subscribe to the channel. Helps us out, helps us know that people are actually enjoying watching them and want to watch more of them. So
Yeah.
we'll go for a bushwalk now. And
Bushwalk.
what do you call it? A hike, whatever you call them.
Yeah, let's be a little bit classy today and call it. We're going for a hike today.
Yeah. So we'll go and do that, and we'll see you on Wednesday. What's on Wednesday?
Next Wednesday
Is Cloncurry to
Ilfracombe.
Ilfracombe.
So through the little outbacky parts of Queensland.
Yep. So we'll see you on Wednesday. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next week.